many international students are facing deportation in the coming days as their work permits are about to expire. What will you do to address this issue if you get elected?
Yes, this is another mess the Liberals have made. They've totally ruined our immigration system.
Hmm.
They brought in too many people too fast, which crowded out our housing, our healthcare, and our job market. Now, Mr. Carney wants to continue with this out of
Hmm.
control approach. I think we have to slow down.
Hmm.
We can't grow our population three times faster than we grow our housing stock. So I've
Hmm.
announced that I will end the fraud in the international student and temporary foreign worker programs. I will cap immigration so that population never outgrows housing, healthcare, and jobs. And we will get back to the best immigration system in the world. Um, like we had before the Liberals took office, we need change.
Will you work to resolve their issues and allow them to stay by providing different pathways to immigration, such as offering new programs or opportunity to help them settle here?
Well, it depends on the person, right? Like, so if you are, you're employed, say you've gotten a job as an IT
Hmm.
uh, consultant, and you're making $300,000 paying taxes and contributing, or you're an absolutely essential employee at a company. You followed the law. You have paid your taxes. You've followed all the rules. You've graduated from a real program. Well, that's the kind of candidate we would probably want to recruit to stay in Canada. We
Hmm.
will also fight for a direct flight to Amritsar,
Oh, great.
so our
Hmm.
Sikh community can save 20 hours on return travel
Hmm.
to the this beautiful Punjabi city.
Hi, Pierre Poilievre. Welcome to the Red FM and thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you, Gagandeep.
So, just 2 days left until Canada chooses its next Prime Minister. You have been campaigning across the country. How confident are you about the outcome?
Well, it will come down to whether Canadians want a fourth Liberal term and rising costs and crime, or whether they think it's time for a change
Hmm.
with a new Conservative government that will axe taxes, lock up criminals, um, unleash home building and resource development so that Canadians can afford food and homes and safe streets. That's the choice. A
Hmm.
fourth Liberal term, more cost and crime, or a change with a new Conservative government.
Hmm. Uh, you were in BC on the day of the Vaisakhi Khalsa Sikh parade, where you met many members of the Sikh community. I'm sure they shared their concerns with you. What do you think is the most pressing issue they face, and how would you address it as if elected as the Prime Minister of Canada?
Well, the biggest concern for them is that they can't afford a home and food, and their streets are increasingly dangerous and overrun by criminals
Hmm.
after the Liberals have been in power for 10 years. Things are getting worse,
Hmm.
not better. We need a change. They want to change so they can afford food and housing, a change so that they feel safe on their streets, a change so that their paychecks grow faster than their cost of living. That's the choice that people in the Sikh community are faced with.
Hmm.
And I think I'm very excited about the very bright future we're going to create for the Sikhs and, frankly, all Canadians.
Polly, do you think that Donald Trump's trade tariff threats are becoming more important than other issues, like you mentioned, crime and housing? They are like going away from the main issues?
Well, we can't forget that crime and housing problems were here before the tariff threats, and
Hmm.
they'll remain here after if we don't do something to fix it. I mean, the Liberals got elected 10 years ago, promising to make housing affordable. Well, since that time, housing costs have doubled. They promised affordable food. Well, food prices have risen up 37% faster under the Liberals
Hmm.
than they did in the United States.
Hmm.
So these are problems caused by the Liberal government, crises the Liberals created, and crises that we won't fix unless we have a new Conservative government to bring change. I've got a very clear plan.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to cut the bureaucracy, the consultants, and other waste by $55 billion. We're going to use the savings to bring down the deficit by 70%. We'll
Mm-hmm.
cut income tax by 15% so that hard work actually pays off
Right.
and people can bring home more of each dollar they earn.
Mm-hmm.
We will. We're going to take the GST, the federal sales tax, off of new homes to
Mm-hmm.
save people up to $65,000. So we've got real solutions to these problems, and the only way you will get a more affordable and safe community is if you vote for change with the Conservatives.
Right. Speaking of your own riding, a recent survey published by the Globe and Mail suggests the race is tightening there. How do you see the situation over your own riding?
Well, it will come down to whether people want a change in government or whether they want a fourth Liberal term. If they vote for if people in any riding vote for the Liberals, they're going to get rising crime and higher cost of living. But there's hope for a change.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a very clear plan to lower the tax burden and unleash our resources and build homes that people can afford. And all of those things are going to require change. So that's what I'm asking people in my riding of Carleton to vote for, and for all Canadians to do the same.
Many international students are facing deportation in the coming days as their work permits are about to expire. What will you do to address this issue if you get elected?
Yes, this is another mess the Liberals have made. They've totally ruined our immigration system.
Hmm.
They brought in too many people too fast, which crowded out our housing, our health care, and our job market. Now, Mr. Carney wants to continue with this out of control approach. I think we have to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
We can't grow our population three times faster than we grow our housing stock. So I've announced that I will end the fraud in the international student and temporary foreign worker programs. I will cap immigration so that population never outgrows housing, healthcare, and jobs. And we will get back to the best immigration system in the world. Like we had before the Liberals took office, we need change to fix the immigration system the Liberals broke over the last decade.
Uh, will you work to resolve their issues and allow them to stay by providing different pathways to immigration, such as offering new programs or opportunity to help them settle here?
Well, it depends on the person, right? Like, so if you are, you're employed, say you've gotten a job as an IT
Hmm.
uh, consultant, and you're making $300,000 paying taxes and contributing, or you're an absolutely essential employee at a company. You followed the law. You have paid your taxes. You've followed all the rules. You've graduated from a real program. Well, that's the kind of candidate we would probably want to recruit to stay in Canada. If someone, for example, is here on a false pretense, or they didn't actually study, they broke laws,
Hmm.
or behaved badly, well, that's not the type of person. So I don't like the idea of painting everyone with one brush.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a lot of sympathy for the international students. So they're very hardworking people. They've
Mm-hmm.
made big sacrifices to be here in Canada,
Yes.
and I have nothing against the people. My resentment is towards the Liberal government for totally mismanaging the system, and I know that we can fix it to the benefit of newcomers and to long-standing Canadians.
Right. Uh, before Mark Carney, your campaign focused on extra tax, and now Mark Carney has also addressed the carbon tax issue. What will be your next priority? What will be your first step for Canadians if you get elected as Prime Minister of Canada?
Well, I announced today that if I'm elected on Monday, we will have 100 days of change.
Hmm.
I will cancel the summer vacation for politicians until three bills are passed. Bill number one,
Hmm.
the Affordability for a Change Act, which will cut government spending and income taxes. We'll eliminate the sales tax on new homes. We'll incentivize municipalities to cut their development charges.
Hmm.
Two, we'll pass the Safety for a Change Act, which will repeal all the catch and release, soft on crime liberal laws and bring in mandatory jail time for all the serious offenders to stop the crime. And then three, the Bring Home Our Jobs Act for a change will repeal anti-energy and resource laws. We will get rid of the capital gains tax on anyone who reinvests their money here in Canada. And the purpose of this act will be to bring home the billions of dollars of investment we have lost, to unleash an economic boom like we've never seen before. That will be the perfect. That is 100 days of change that
Right.
I will kick off starting day one.
My last question will be: there is a debate going on with some surveys suggesting that Mark Carney would handle Donald Trump better than you. What assurance would you like to give to Canadians that you can advocate more effectively than Carney when it comes to trade tariffs or threats?
I think that first of all, Mr. Carney was lying the other day. He lied about his conversation with Donald Trump. He's been caught lying.
Hmm.
Nobody can control President Trump. I think it's silly to try and pretend that someone's going to be able to control him.
Hmm.
What we need is someone who will focus on what we can control. And that is to say, reverse the disastrous economic policies that Justin Trudeau uh, implemented and Mark Carney advised over the last 5 years. These policies include blocking pipelines, blocking LNG plants, stopping mines, taxing industry, raising energy taxes. Those policies have to be reversed. Mark Carney will not reverse them. I will. We will unleash a massive economic boom by
Because many
cutting
many Canadians
taxes.
believe you will implement policies similar to Donald Trump's. Would you respond to that perception?
My policies are my own. I'm
Hmm.
focused on putting Canada first.
Yeah.
So I will cut taxes on work,
Hmm.
investment, home building, and energy. We will do this to cause a wonderful economic boom that will bring our money and jobs back from the United States. That is the purpose. That will be the purpose of our economic plan.
All right. And in the end, finally, what message would you like to give to the Canadians?
We need change. Look, it's been a terrible 10 years.
Hmm.
Think back. You used to be able to afford a home 10 years ago. Your rent was affordable.
Hmm.
Our streets were safe. And the Liberals have been in power doing exactly the same things that Mark Carney says he will continue doing.
Hmm.
And what has it brought you? It has brought you an unaffordable life, a dead end housing market, and a weak economy. But we can change these things. And conservatives have a real plan for change, so you can afford food and housing, so you
Hmm.
can live on a safe street, so that hard work pays off once again. We're going to bring in a blue seal licensing standards so that immigrant professionals can take a test, prove they're qualified, and get working as doctors, engineers, architects.
Hmm.
We will also fight for a direct flight to Amritsar
Oh, great.
so our
Hmm.
Sikh community can save 20 hours on return travel
Hmm.
to this beautiful Punjabi city.
Hmm.
These are exciting, hopeful opportunities that come with change.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.